have such a busy day today. We're gonna try to get both planters planting corn. We're waiting for Gary from Van Wall to come down to get the John Deere set up to run corn. We gotta get some GPS stuff figured out for mapping things. Ooh, come here, come here, come here. I think the definition of becoming a lazy farmer is driving across the yard to get something instead of walking. We've officially achieved that status. We're all done planting with the 16-row planter, so I'm gonna grab the GPS 7500 off it and the Ag Leader and Command 1200 monitor out of there, so that way we can go stick them in the gator. Nice and easy up the stairs. Okay, now I got the big transition over there, just about fell because I was looking at that truck. All right, put the hand there, the foot there, perfect. Okay, nice and easy. Oh, grab the thingy, do the wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, come out. Put the cap back on. Squeeze. All right, now grab that somehow. Perfect. You know, these Titan tires make a pretty good climbing thing. Whee! Ooh. Good to see Dad has mail in here. Shoot, we need a screwdriver. Necesitamos un screwdriver. I don't know how to say screwdriver in Spanish. ¿Cómo se dice screwdriver? Yeah. Which one? That one will work. ¿Te gusta piña coladas? Oh boy. Okay. I'm not gonna say Ag Leader invented it, but I would call this the original pop socket. Down here at Dad's house, everything has officially been grass seeded. We got all the waterways seeded. Steve's got them done. These things are ready to be mapped now. So we got the field around Dad's, we got the Bush farm, we got the Hanson farm, and then we got the field west of Dad's. We also got Uncle Orland's that we need to get mapped before we can do any planting in them, but Grandpa's, the North farm, and Zach's, those are all ready to go. So we're gonna try to get started there today. John Deere's all fueled up, deffed up, that's ready to go. I don't know what the 340 is looking like, but we got a little bit of an adjustment that we need to do to the rows before we get ready for corn.
Gonna back this out in a minute and blow off the old dust.
Oh geez, that air filter is filthy. Holy smokes.
It needs cleaned. I'm gonna take it off. Yeah.
Wow. That thing is filthy.
Pulled off that cover. It was plump, but you know, it's down there. I mean, it's breathing a lot of dirt in when you're running around.
Right by the wheel.
Yeah, they're pulling it in right here. So yeah, the dust would just be, if I was a nap or something like that, I knew it.
Wow.
Probably better somewhat blow it off.
What I need to do is figure out how to get it where you can play movies on this thing, so then when you're just driving your gator around in the fields, you know, you can just be watching a movie and just driving. Picking up rocks, watching Jumanji.
Picking up rocks was last night. You pull right beside coming. Yeah, I'll have you back this out a second and I'll blow this off. So, you know, like I said, there's just a bunch of little corn stalks and don't want it to catch on fire on us.
Dad. This is a John Deere, they don't catch on fire.
I know, that's why I don't want it to burn up either.
What's John Deere's motto?
Run like a deer.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised he got that. I shouldn't be because he's a farmer, but I'll show you why. Hey Dad, how many points is a touchdown worth?
Depends where you're doing.
7?
Yeah.
See. So the gator's all ready when we get to the point we're ready to start doing some GPS mapping. Cooper's supposed to be here in just a minute, so before he gets here, I'm just taking the jack. I got my block set up. We're gonna do another depth calibration to get this back to 2 inches. Now that we've ran about 500 acres of soybeans through it, this stuff's kind of wore in a little bit. We just want to make sure that everything is back to a 2-inch baseline, so if we have to make changes in the field, we will know that one turn is a 1/2 inch, and then so, you know, because if it's set up where this one's 2 1/4, this one's 2, and this one's 1.75, if you turn them all 1/2 inch, you're still a 1/4 inch off of each other, and then from all 3 rows, there's still a 1/2 inch variance. We just want to make sure everything is the same, because the name of the game of growing corn, get everything out of the ground at the exact same time, make every plant the same size, so that way you just prevent the runt of the litter effect. We just simply have it cranked up, see how it's lifting up the row unit. The metal of this is touching the disc opener down there. So now when we grab this, we should not get any lift up at all. It's tight. Okay, that one's right at 2 inches. One down. 23 to go. 23, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 18, 13, 12, 10, 9, 11, 5. Took 24 minutes and 30 seconds, and I'm glad we did the check because we did one row. That was off by a 1/4 inch, but otherwise, good job, Coop. All right, we're going to Zach's farm. No, we're going to the North Farm, which is right down the road from Zach's first. We're going to be putting 2 different hybrids on the planter. We're going to be putting 114 day on one side, and then the old Champion 116 day on the right. Oh, man, where's the man's gardening tools when you're looking for them? I suppose this will work. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zach's farm. Why do I keep saying Zach's? This is the North Farm, mile long road. The good old Denver First Seed Pro 410 XL. Look, Dad's even doing it right now with remote control.
Remote control. This is kind of fun.
Now try not to wipe out their compressor.
I might have to. Whoa, wrong way.
Oh, the good old windy talc dumping experience.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for Cooper.
Cooper's putting it in a day like 40-mile winds. When he got done, I don't know if he had more gray on his face than he did in there.
Okay, we got our full 1 box on this side, 1 box on this side. This is the Champion 116 day. I'm excited for this. Before we put any seed in the ground, we're getting our gauge wheels adjusted for how much downforce we should be having on the rows with the ag leader hydraulic downforce. Want to make sure that we're opening our furrow just enough to where we have the true sidewall, but we don't want it to be compacting the sidewall. So if we're going too heavy, we're going to be compacting it. If we're going too light, it's going to be falling in. So we're just doing a nice general assessment here. We have to do this every field, and optimally we do it several times a day, because as the day goes on, conditions change. As we get in different parts of the field, conditions change. So we always want to make sure that we are getting out and actually digging in the dirt to assess this stuff. We can have all the fancy tech in the world on the planter that we want, but if we're not getting out, assessing the soil, and then changing the tech to fit the needs of what the soil is currently asking of it, then the tech is absolutely no good. The tech doesn't know what's going on here unless we tell it what's going on. So we got that all set. That's looking good. We got the row cleaners set. We want them just enough down on the ground. We're moving the trash out of the way, but not moving a bunch of soil. So everything's looking beautiful right now. I think we're ready to plant some corn. Got Cooper set up. Then we gotta go get the John Deere set up. Get some seed loaded up on the seed tender. I guess we can have you do that.
What's that?
Get seed loaded later. But Cooper's got 210 acres worth of seed on him, so he'll be good for a few hours.
Yeah.
Gary just got here from Van Wall. He's already getting ahead of us. He's getting all the soybeans cleaned out of this planter. We'll get everything cleaned up. We'll get the corn meters put in. There's some little agitator strips we have to stick in these row too, so we'll basically just be pulling this apart, putting those in. Should have this guy ready in no time. Se gusta piña coladas. No, I've never had one. Fun fact, I haven't had a pop since 2011. The only thing I don't like about this hat is this thing's like stiff, and so you can't put your earphones over the top of it. I need to get the ones that go in my ears. I just don't have any. Switching this guy from corn to beans, pretty simple. Once you get everything cleaned out, you just pull off this vacuum hose, you flip this guy open. Now we have what's called the dish or the bowl or the plate, the meter, whatever you want to call it. We'll just take that off. Set it right here so we don't step on it. And then we got this little slippery slide plate thing. There's a couple little tabs just right on the back side. Probably going to be a little difficult to do with one hand here, but then we just push on those and we should be able to just pull that guy right out just like that. Look at that. And so then the corn one's going to be, it's not smooth. It's got little ruffles on it. And then the corn dish just has a different amount of holes on the inside. Those little baby holes right there. And that's literally all we have to do. Everything else is in the monitor. Did I say that right, Gary?
What's that?
Did I say that right?
I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Ooh, I almost forgot. Then there's this little thing we need to squeeze in right here, and maybe too far. We want to go in the middle hole. it's hard to do the one hand right there. Oh, we just got all the bulls off the 24-row John Deere. Cooper just texted and said, these boundaries are way off. This isn't right. And I remembered I haven't given him the new files yet. Why did I grab the truck with no air conditioning? We got Cooper the files, we rode around the field, make sure everything was working just okay. We are on the last single step. So right now, when the planter's planting coming into the rows that have already been planted, I've done a little bit of digging to see how far into what's planted it continues to plant. Basically, it planted to about right here, so about 6 inches past the first row, 10 inches past the first row. That's pretty acceptable. So once Cooper comes in on this next one, this one was him going into it, so it started basically 10 inches before he got into an unplanted area. Now I want to see what his shutoff is as he comes into a planted area. The first year we got the Ag Leader electric drives on this planter, the configurations were off on the measurement from the globe to the planter, and it was off by like 12 feet. So basically, when we put the planter down in the ground at the beginning, it didn't start planting for 12 feet, so we had a 12-foot gap at the beginning, and then when we got the end, it planted an extra 12 feet. So we had like 600 acres that looked pretty ugly. I dug, and I dug, and I dug, and I dug, and I dug. Shutting off 4 feet early. We had to make a new configuration in the field when we added the ability to put 2 hybrids on one planter pass, and it kind of makes me wonder if a default setting got put in. So in reality, we should be able to just look back at what our other configuration was and then just copy those numbers onto the new configuration. That might just work. Can we flip to the old configuration to see if the numbers...
I did, I just changed them.
Were they different?
Turn on was 0.6 on the old one, the new one was 0.9. And then turn off was 0.1, and the new one was 0.7.
Oh, that's a big difference. Okay, we'll try it again then. We like to think all the configuration settings are always the same when we just change one thing, but whenever we get into new menus and stuff, or download new things, we just have to be sure to double check. So we just learned a lesson here. Luckily, we caught it on the first 30 acres. I would like to get lunch. It's like 3 o'clock. I'm kind of hungry, not gonna lie. And thirsty. But this is important. Needs to get done. 2 years ago, I started wearing long sleeves pretty much every day, and I had to get a nice little tan hand and white arm, but we're gonna get a little bit of vitamin D here for a few minutes before I start to get crispy. Vitamin D is really good for you, but a lot of sunburn is not. I'm extremely fair-skinned. My family has skin-related problems with the sun, I guess, so that's why I just try to be as proactive as possible about covering up as much as I can. My face doesn't do a very good job of it. I need to do a better job. I got my big hat to help protect a lot more, but I've noticed when I'm out in the sun all day, I still get sunburn on my cheeks, so I do have a face mask that I carry. I should probably start putting some sunscreen on my nose, just for the fact that that's pretty much always exposed. But that's the story behind all the long sleeve stuff that I always wear, as well as the pants, and also it's annoying when a bunch of stuff falls down inside your boots. To be honest, the heat doesn't really bother me, and I credit that to not having air conditioning growing up, so when you're used to falling asleep in like an 88-degree room that's 80% humidity, you just get used to it. Hopefully we're spot on again. Give me corn so that I can go eat. Okay, we got one there. Give me a corn cob. Those are my markers. There should be one about 6 inches from there. Corn finding happened so slow. I was looking for some corn long ago. The corn-looking days are about to be over because I just found another corn. Oh, yeah. Found a lot of grubs in this field. It's not what we like to see. Oh, look at that. We found corn on the other side of the line. That's the line. That's the corn. Let's keep digging. Oh, we found another corn. Oh, man, I'm not going to lie. I want to stop right now. I just want to say, you know what? Good enough. We can't do that. I'm just thirsty. That's all. If you would have told me earlier today that I was going to be digging in this field for 3 hours with the screwdriver, I would not have believed you, but here we are. I think we got everything set now. It is all shutting off right where it's supposed to be. That is very satisfying to look at. We're planting corn, ladies and gentlemen. When we changed the monitor from the old setting to the split hybrid setting, it changed our look ahead settings on there. So basically, if that line on the other side's been planted and this side hasn't, you have it set where it'll shut off like 0.4 seconds before it gets to the line. Then by the time the seed travels through and everything, you know, so it's a timing play. And when it shuts off, that's how you kind of calibrate how close to that line you get the seed.
So just changing it from the regular to split, it threw that off.
Yeah, well, it reconfigured it. It went back to like the default factory settings versus what we had it calibrated in at. And then also, when we calibrated it, we probably had it at like 5 miles an hour on the speed, but when he's going 3.5, then it's also, you travel a different amount of speed, you know, distance in that same time.
Something you don't think about for the timing.
Yeah, so after like 3 hours of digging, I think we got it.
Wow. And I don't know, it seems like whenever you're digging for the kernel, it's like, where's the line?
That was terrible.
You know, yesterday I was digging some beans sometimes. I had 2 rows shut down, and you dig and dig, and it's like, oh no, it ain't working. And then all of a sudden, here they are. Yeah.
And over there, that soil is higher in magnesium, so it's a little bit of a tighter soil. And so when you get down into that little damper stuff, and when you're on the end rows, you're dealing with the rows that have gone off to the side, so then it's already loose, and then it digs even deeper, so then it's kind of wet down there yet.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're trying to dig through that, and
Yeah, man, that gets confusing.
yeah, we got it though.
Good. Oh.
Yeah, when we drive by when it's up and it's
Yeah.
Oh wow.
When you move it around, you can hear air.
Well, we don't really need the seed tender. We kind of do, we kind of don't.
Well, I mean, if I plug it or something, you know, I could put a plug in it, or just, I mean, I don't know how fast it'll go down if we just leave it in there to, you know.
Oh yeah, this is the big one. We do need this one.
Yeah. But if I plug it, I don't know if I need to take it off or if I can roll it forward and have enough room to get in there, you know. Might take a little push.
Well, we had that combine tire plugged for years.
Yeah, but that one had a tube in it.
Oh.
That's why I was surprised when I figured that, you know. It's like, wow, that's the tube. But this is tubeless, so I mean, we can.
I just don't know what a plug's rated up to for load.
No.
You know?
Otherwise, I'm sure we could. I mean, it's not going to go flat fast if we run it tonight and stuff, and I take it off, and tomorrow I'll take it to the tire shop first thing or something.
Yeah.
You know, I think we'll be fine like that.
I guess good news is once Cooper gets done at the North Farm, which he's almost done with, and then
Everything's
Zach's,
close to home.
Everything's literally right around the house here.
I'd rather have it fixed right, I guess, than,
Yeah.
you know, if a plug leaked or something.
Whee! Whee! Ooh, that's leaking a lot of air now. I can hear it. Now the name of the game when you're coming out of the big machine shed is you want to back out because there's about a 9-10 inch drop coming out off that concrete. When you're on the tracks, you kind of hit the tipping point and you go boom and you slam down, and if you got your tote on the front of you, it's not tipped up enough, and you go down like that, 3,000 pounds shifts forward, you break the tabs on the bottom of the tote, it flips over right under the gravel. Cooper did it one time, that's how I know. Each side, 1,100. Empty. Yeah. Oh, so the black lines are 2-inch depth. I want to go 2 1/4, so I believe we're going to go one below the black line on one side. Air conditioned seat sounds kind of good right now. Alternator relay failed to close, fault detected. Planter. Why'd you shut off? You're in park. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, multifaceted tool. Okay. Oh.
And then Cooper's got maybe 40 acres left on him or so of seed, and he was. So it's the air compressor or the generator?
Yeah, generator. Something with a relay. So there's some relays back there. I got one more cover to pull off, and then there's some on the back of the generator. Guess there's a fuse right here. That relay looks good. This is the generator.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's quite the unit.
Yeah, it is.
But that's not very cheap. Can you pull that apart? There's a relay inside of there. Let's go get the grinder and cut this out right here so we can get in there.
Gained some, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's a lot further than it was before there.
There's.
Do those look hot or anything?
Don't really appear to me. The light in there.
Now we've had those burn out before, like on the Hagee sprayer. That's why we didn't have second gear that one time, but you couldn't tell on those, so I mean, it's a possibility. It says it's faulting, so it said it's not returning the circuit back, so must have juice going one way but not the other. We've pretty much wiggled everything. I guess here's the moment of truth. We're gonna try it again. We'll kick on the vacs. Where's Dad hiding at? Yo. Electronics. Same thing. Alternator relay failed to close, fault detected. The other thing we can think of right now is if maybe somehow this wire harness got smashed a little bit. Right here is where the hook thing comes right over the top to fold onto the main frame when you're folding up. And this kind of slams into that when you're folding.
I guess we should just check along the harness, make sure there ain't somewhere else that looks, you know, down further for some reason.
Made a discovery. The wires that come out of the generator come up. We were told go down this side. We took apart a couple areas here. We're not really seeing anything. Maybe something got smashed. This would be a contact point of where the frame actually gets hooked over right here. So something possibly could have rubbed in there maybe, but we're not really seeing any evidence of anything that would cause a short or a fault in the circuit. But then we got looking at the generator, this wire that comes up right here, it comes down this side. So I guess we gotta see if anywhere it looks like it could be smashed over here. Oh. Yeah, come here. That wire harness is just zip tied right on top there, you know?
Yeah.
I think it fell down.
Ooh.
I bet there's something in there.
Ah.
Oh. Wow. We could have a lot of fun and just mix and match all those inside there.
I just wonder if we got enough to.
Yeah, we should be able to. Why don't we go get the right wire tools?
Okay.
Okay, or just do that. That's a baby wire. Yeah, if we just go get some butt connectors and then we can shrink wrap them on there with the heat things. So are we allowed to send John Deere an $800 bill for this service?
We probably should, because I mean, trip home, back.
EPG? Hey! You fixed it, Dad! I think we should put up an invoice and give it to Manuel. Simple butt splice, a little bit of electrical tape. We got a few more straps to hold things up here. I'm gonna try to plant a little bit. We're gonna get this thing flowing full of corn, get everything filled up, make sure everything's at depth, make sure everything's working. Basically, just get the kinks out of it here tonight. Okay, I guess step number one is we need to get everything primed, filled up with seed, get all the lines filled up, so we will turn on our vacuums. Okay, we got vac on both. We will turn on the generator, and then we will turn it on there. Okay, it works, perfect. Now we will fill the meters. We'll do this a couple times. I think to see if they're actually full, I can go in here, I can do this. Let's go to, is it procedures? Runoff procedures. We want to go row runoff. Just pick one. We'll do start. Okay. Once it starts singulating seed, we know it actually has seed in it. So it's got nothing in it right now. What's up with that? Oh, there we got seed. We got seed. We got seed. Hey, hey, hey. Why are those rows not planting anything yet? These corn meters are brand new. And so when we go to break them in, they can have a bit of a factory edge to them. But that one doesn't feel like it. There's a screw on the inside of there. You see that hole? A pin goes through that. I'm gonna try turning it back an 1/8 of a turn. See, I loosened it up just a little bit. This is row 13. It feels a little bit tight. 14 and 19 felt just fine. This is the only one I could really see having any problem with anything on, but we'll try that. We turned it to the left. I don't know if that tightened it or loosened it. We're about to find out. Give it a try again. Vac 1, Vac 2, PTO, generator, fill everything back up. That does not make any sense. I do not understand what's going on now. All of our rows have no seed in it, and then I look back and we got a major explosion. There's half a bag of seed right there. What in the world? Where'd that come from? Literally, where did that come from? It's an acre worth of seed. Little baby pile, little baby pile, little baby pile, little baby pile. Okay, those ones are saying that they're not planting, so why are we getting little baby piles? Baby pile, baby pile, baby pile, baby pile, baby pile, baby pile, baby pile. Baby piles. Okay. We have seed under every row. Any obstruction at all? Maybe it was that. Tip of a toothpick. Holy smokes, we might have fixed it. Let's do the whole planter now. Start. Holy smokes. Okay, we're ready. That only took like an hour. One o'clock in the morning. We got 13 acres planted. I'm hungry. I'm going to bed.